Aloha hoku ohana. I hope that you guys are well. There's so many messages coming through, so let's go ahead and begin with the first one. So as soon as I'm starting this reading, right, it's 1331, okay, on the time. And 1313 is all about you guys gaining clarity during this stage in your life. It talks about, you know, as the storm passes, clarity is finally felt when it comes to your direction in life. And the message that was coming through was in regards to Sun conjunct Pluto. So the Sun is conjunct Pluto right now, and Pluto is about the psyche, right? It's about the intersection of where your soul meets the physical vessel and how you move as one through your earthly experience. And with the Sun, it's about things being illuminated when it comes to your psyche, things being illuminated when it comes to your soul's path, right? When it comes to your purpose, when it comes to the things that your soul had intended to experience when first descending into this physical manifestation, okay? You talk about the Sun being the ego as well. And I'm seeing also the strength card. So there's something about you guys being the physical embodiment of your higher self, and you're here to demonstrate infinite potential in everything that you do in this realm. Okay, and the other message that was coming through was the assembly, the assemblage, something being symbolic. All right, there was three things I was seeing. I was seeing an assembly in regards to going to assembly, you know, when you were in school and you're going to the meetings in the hall, okay? So again, a lot of you, it's like the art school, and you're being briefed for something during this time. And I was seeing also something dismantling. So this could be about a refinement period where there's new timelines that you're now accessible for because you're seeing the potential within yourself, or the potential that you have to do something, and it's not limited to just one thing. I was hearing some of you thought that it was going to have to be one or the other, but you're going to see how you can integrate both. Maybe this is about money and then joy, but you're going to see that the things that bring you joy will also bring you abundance in more forms than one, especially when it comes to people being assembled into your experience. I was seeing like the assembled as referring to something that's also being built within your earthly experience. Maybe it's also about the assemblage of something. It's just something being built, okay? I'm also seeing how you guys were built for this, okay? Something that you've been built for, but I have to just go with it because they were like, no, you need to start, okay? So this is going to be a bit as we see. Okay, let's go ahead and see what's going on. But yeah, something's becoming clear when it comes to seeing life through the eyes of the soul and how you're being assisted. I'm hearing in both the etheric and physical realm in regards to this and how it's interconnected. Okay, but yeah, you're being guided to align your actions accordingly with this internal whisper of fate that you're receiving, okay? I'm hearing do not listen to the whispers of doubt, and I'm hearing do not whisper doubt either to yourself, okay? Trust the intuition during this time and go with your first instinct, okay? All right, let's go ahead and see. Bro, my belly is speaking alien right now. What's going on? If you hear rumbling, oh my gosh. But this could be about your gut instinct, right? It's almost like that your gut instinct is telling you something that goes far beyond this earthly experience. It's almost like you're anchoring in higher levels of awareness into this gameplay experience. That's what it gives me. So it's like you may be on Earth, but you're not navigating as somebody that is from this Earth, or their origins are from this Earth. And hearing are limited to this world either. Okay, what was the other message that was coming through? Let me see if I can find it. The assembly. That was like an assemblage. There was one word that triggered it all. Some of you, there could be like one thing. The assemblage point. The assemblage point. This could be about you anchoring your higher awareness into this physical vessel and seeing how that completely shifts the things that are being reconfigured in your reality during this time. Let's go ahead and see. Let's look up that word real quick. We're going to do a free flow, everybody. Okay, this is a place of perception. That's what the assemblage point is. Okay, yeah, so this is a concept that can refer to a place perception, a musical album, or a book. Okay, this could be something that you guys are designing or writing. Okay, it also influences fluidity and exchangeability, okay, in multiple ways. So there's something around fluid navigation in this realm, okay, which is about, I'm hearing the things that come easiest to you. So a lot of you, this could be your natural talents or something of this nature, things that you've been well inbuilt with or like equipped with in some way. And exchangeability could be about, again, the energy exchanges that become very high vibrational, because when you do this thing or you embody this, or, you know, conscious awareness, it's like you instantly become very, I'm hearing detached from the outcome. you give expecting nothing in return, and that's why you receive. Okay, there's something about giving and receiving energy. It also could be about energy exchanges and money. Let's see what else is coming through. It also talks about an emanation inside of a luminous egg that matches the vibrating parts of the outside emanations. Wow. So again, it's like internally, this is a light that you guys emanate, okay? And it matches the external in some way. It helps people see life through a different filter perception. You also have the University of Hawaiian Systems, and it says summary of the sorcerer's ways. So there could be something about, again, you guys being a sorcerer or like a master alchemist in this experience, right? A collection of things that have been gathered together or assembled. And that's what I was seeing, like you guys being assembled with new things. I was also seeing like new guides even being assembled into your experience when it comes to this cosmic overlay. Okay, that's also what I see going on for you. Anything else? Gemstone healing. It talks about 2 points of dynamics. And yeah, something being assembled. Let's see what this is. Ontological diversity of agency. Ontological and errata is saying that you cannot change the past, but you can change your decisions from here on out. So there could be something about a different way of doing things, okay? People could be interested in your different way of doing things. So I just got a notification. Okay, and with community here at the base, when it comes to the Kipper messages, I also see this as in spirit, right? Like in spirit, you guys, I'm hearing being communicated with. Let's see, let's go ahead and open up with the Cosmos of the Oracle deck, okay? The Cosmos Oracle, let's see. Again, you're looking at life through the eyes of the Oracle, you're looking at life through the eyes of the soul. I'm hearing serenade, like you're gonna serenade, synchronous rotation. All right, let's go ahead and see. Serenade, and then you have the cosmos at the base too. Basking in your own essence. I got a download about this last night. Let me see if I can find it. I got a download about this last night. Where is it? Theory. Let's see if I can find it. Also, Daniel and the Lion's Den was coming out too, since we were talking about the strength card. So Daniel and the Lion's Den, it talks about the targeting. His faith, he became very triumphant even when others targeted his faith. And faith is to be sure of what it is that you want and certain of what it is that the human eye cannot see. But the soul, the eyes of the soul can see within the quantum field. So it's like you guys are picking up on something that's already existing in energetic potential, especially when it comes to potential timelines that you want to be able to immerse yourself into. But it's like you're witnessing the essence of your true self, you know, and moving through this existence as your true self. And I'm hearing your senses have been also heightened. Even when it comes to thoughts, that's also a sixth sense, you know, with telepathy. So it's like you have this telepathic connection to this whispers of fate during this time and this hidden language of the universe. And I'm hearing also you can smell fear from others, where their fear may be holding them back. Okay, but yeah, Daniel and the Lion's Den, 111. So something about your destiny. I'm hearing you're about to make people believe that there is a God or miracles as well. Okay, was anything else? Where was it? The 7 wonders of the world. I was talking about a peaceful aura that you guys have. You've come to this place armed with wisdom, and you're not separated, but you're integrated. Again, you're integrated with your whole. And I also talked about how you chose this one, right? Where there was like an infinite network of paths that you could have chose, yet you chose this one. So it's like you're remembering on a soul level why you chose the initial set of conditions for yourself. And I said that there's not a day that goes by where I do not smell the flowers. I do not adore the flower. There's not a day that goes by where I do not adore the flower that I have blossomed into. So a lot of you, this is like admiring oneself, admiring how far it is that you've come, and just taking a moment to bask in, you know, how far it is that you've come. And this is where you can bask in your aroma that lingers all around you. So there's something about your essence. And I'm also seeing pheromones as well. So people could be really attracted to you or something that you do, you know, with pheromones. It's almost like this biochemical response. And I'm seeing like you actually you bring people into the present moment through something that you do, and it activates their parasympathetic nervous system. So it's almost like you bring people home to themselves in some way. And you can smell like fear. It's like a physical response, right? So you can also smell when people may be triggered or their sympathetic nervous system, right? Which is just an autonomic, response within the body. And I also wrote people are mesmerized by your scent that you embody, okay? So people could be mesmerized by what it is that you do or the energy that that lingers around you, right? And the fragrance of the path that you walk on as well. So the path that you walk on it's even fresher from the rain. So some of you, it's like taking that trip into the underworld, right, with Pluto energy, and then seeing the light has allowed you to kind of blossom. The darkness allowed this seed within you to germinate, and now it's time to break through into the surface and allow yourself to be seen in a new way. And now the whole world is about to know your name. You thought that you were lost, but you were making room to gain. Roses only blossom with the rain, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at synchronous rotation. I'm hearing it's like clockwork. Whatever you do, it's like clockwork. It's like you may find yourself going into periods of isolation, or you may find yourself going into periods of, I'm hearing renovation. Like every time you're in isolation or you go like MIA, or you do something unpredictable, you go behind the scenes. It's like you renovate yourself, right? Because a renovation is like with houses or buildings, which represent the soul and the self in the metaphysical realm. So it's almost like you come back stronger every single time. Every single time you've gone into a dark night of the soul, you come back even stronger, right? Okay, let's take a look at synchronous rotation, right? We just have to today, all right? Let's see. Where is it? I just had the S's. The S's. Synchronous rotation. Let's see. It's a great card. Just gotta search a little. Stratosphere. And I definitely want to read Cosmos at the base. I love this card. I love this card. I love this card. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this, everyone. I haven't whispered in a while. Okay, look. The two faces of the moon. I don't remember what we were just talking about, but this links to it somehow. Look. Do you know where the expression, the two faces of the moon, comes from? Not a single day has passed or will ever pass where the moon shows its other face. This is you guys. It's like you're the moon maiden during this time. We'll go ahead and find that card. The gravity of the one body slows the orbit of another. And that is always has the same face. The far side of the moon is the one we never see from Earth. We always see the same side, as the moon rotates at the same speed as its orbit around the Earth. This card warns us about the hidden, what we do not see. The interesting thing here is that it's not about a lack of vision, but about what does not wish to be seen, or who does not wish to be shown. So some people, it's like they may refuse in some way to see you, it's like they would rather see some kind of unpredictability as just chaos, and they could just write you off as being disorderly. But people may not realize that these in and out phases that you go through, okay, I mean, it contributes towards your growth, and also this fluid navigation that you have, right? I'm hearing detaching from it when it comes to like the construct of this matrix, or when it comes to being perceived. It's like you're creating yourself for creation's sake. You're creating your life for creation's sake. You don't create for being perceived. It's a big difference. So one stems from an act of love, and the other one is an act of fear, right? It's a call for love a lot of the times when you're calling for others to accept you. You're calling for others to give you permission to be the person that you want to be, to do the things that you want to do in this world, to do things the way that you want to do them in this world. So yeah, with Cosmo, there is a cosmos within the chaos, or there is a disorder, or there is a secret order to what other people could see as disorderly. And it's through the frameworks in which you view reality through that allow you to surrender and make friends with, the unknown. But this is about, again, people that don't want to be shown. Okay, so there's something around, again, it's warns us about what's hidden, what we do not see, what does not wish to be seen, and who does not wish to be shown. So a lot of you, it's like even the parts of yourself when it comes to your own shadow, it's almost like you've seen that maybe the ego wishes for it not to be seen, but when you do see it and integrate it and love it and nurse those aspects of yourself back to health, you walk forward truly in your power. And you can see where others may also run from that shadow. But there is no hiding when the sun comes to illuminate the underworld. There is no hiding, I'm hearing, when it comes to what stage of consciousness these children in their growth may be at. Because if you've done that internal work in the dark, then only does the seed germinate. But the seed will not germinate if it refuses to go into its own shadow. So there's almost a message about when it's time to rise up to the occasion, unfading like the moon does, or the sun does. When it's time to rise to the occasion and break through, you'll see how strong you are. So this could be about when it comes to taking action on certain things and where you do not have fear in regards to this. When it comes to making friends with the unknown, when it comes to allowing yourself to break through the soil. Because I'm seeing something around like the proof is in the pudding here. I'm hearing that quote around, it's in a song where he says, they only tell you that you can't when they couldn't. So it kind of gives me that vibe where I'm seeing, I'll tell you what I'm seeing, right? A bunch of different seeds and like the sun's coming out and it's time to like blossom through and you guys are breaking through. What used to be like your ceiling, it used to feel like it overwhelmed you or it used to feel overpowered by it. It's like you're now becoming empowered by it, right? It's like you're embracing it instead of feeling like you're bracing for this next level of yourself. And then I'm also seeing other seeds that have not even germinated, or maybe they have germinated in the darkness, but they're scared to move towards the light, you know? It's almost like it's where fear is holding them back, you know? And it's like a different level of consciousness in regards to this, because one is underground, it's like unconscious responses that maybe, you know, even when they do come to the surface, it's in very like unknown ways to them, you know? It's like unconscious emotions or unresolved emotions come to the surface in uglier ways. It kind of gives me that energy, but this could be, yeah, it's that type of vibe. But the message is that people are witnessing your growth, that you'll just be invoking like different emotional responses depending on what that relationship with the person has. So this could be about like opinions that are linked to personal history when it comes to others, like inability to take action on certain goals, I'm hearing. And there's like this dissonance because they have this false concept of safety when it comes to doing things the same, which leads to no real change. Whereas you guys are willing to make changes in your life, changes in yourself, in the parts of yourself that no longer serve you, even, you know, traits that you've inherited ancestrally, and you're breaking these generational cycles and you're opening up a higher expression. And that's leading you to grow before people's eyes. And this growth is about evolving into your highest expression, blossoming into your highest self, your higher self in physical form, where other blossoming processes we all change, you see, and change can be easy or it can be hard. It's completely up to us. It's not change that hurts, but it's the resistance to change that hurts, because we are all going to evolve either way. We're on a process of ascension. How easy do you want to make that for yourself? And there's something about you guys have been able to give into this art of surrender, you know? Yeah. Wow. Okay, let's go ahead and find Cosmos. I have never read this card before. Every single moment is another cosmic chance, you know? It's like you're rewriting your life as many times as you need until it feels right to you, right? Again, I just flipped it on Cosmos as the universal. Oh my gosh, we literally went right on the page. I was still going to keep looking for it, but it was right in front of me, right? So it's almost like it is you, like it's right in front of you. Okay, Cosmos, it says, enjoy the wonder of total order. What were we talking about? Right, we were literally talking about how there's a, you know, secret order to the disorder, and that is the cosmos within the chaos. And chaos theory, it kind of reminds of the butterfly effect, where not only do you give other people the butterfly effect, but it's like you're a walking butterfly effect. I think I got a download about this the other day. Let me see if I can find it. But yeah, it's like chaos theory, where there's like an infinite number of possible moves that you can make in this existence, and you guys are making the most intricate ones. It's like you're moving like a queen or a king on a chessboard, and there is a secret strategy that some people just may not be able to see, you know, or understand. Let's see, what was I talking about? Something around the butterfly effect. Let's see. Advanced, yeah. I got a message about something springing, and I also saw a card that said interstar. So again, it's like this internal network that you have is leading you to these external places. And it's a journey where it's like you cannot follow an external map. You know, it's like the internal compass is going to show you the way. But this is like a internal dialogue that you're getting really comfortable or advanced in. This could also be about your extraterrestrial like connections, you know, through the interdimensional layers within you. And then I also saw 333 and 444. So it's like you're protected in this growth sprout. And then I also saw, the butterfly effect is a concept in chaos theory that describes how small changes can have large consequences. And it's based on the idea that systems are sensitive to initial conditions, and that small difference can lead to big differences in the future. So it's like the decisions that you guys are making in the here and now is changing and altering future timelines for yourself. You know, it's about the application of your free will. So let's go and read Cosmos. Total order, complete trust, and massive growth, right? 333. So Cosmos in universal order and harmony. It is knowing that everything is where it should be, exactly at the time it should be. It is trusting in what is coming without knowing exactly what it is. Remaining calm as you know that everything is in order and could not work in any other way than the way it does. And it kind of gives me an energy of also some people, you may say things, and again, it's like the serenity prayer. We just did a reading on this in regards to like, God grant me this serenity to accept the things I cannot change, right? And also the people that you're not here to change or impart anything on, but you're here to change yourself, right? The courage to change the things that I can, which is about being courageous enough to change yourself and the way that you navigate this construct. And, the wisdom to know the difference. So it's almost like you are accepting people exactly as they are. You're not judging them. You know, you're accepting them exactly as they are. And I'm hearing, don't underestimate the power of like planting a seed as well, but also know that it's oneself that has to be willing to nurture and develop it. If you try to like force yourself to opening a seed, like you'll just kill it. You know, it's like it has to go through its own internal process. Okay, there's something around the internal process until it clicks. So yeah, it's about very fragile stages of growth, and it usually stems from vulnerability and how willing people are. I'm hearing how ready people are to make friends with the unknown, and that vulnerability is the only bridge to connect with the unknown, right? So this could be about putting yourself out there, putting things that you do out there, you know, it's that type of vibe. That's going to connect you with these new timelines, but it requires you to make friends with the unknown, okay? And how good are people at surrender? It's not easy. Okay, so it is connecting all the dots to understand how everything works. And I'm hearing you are a messenger for a lot of people where they may not like listen to you then, but they will hear it. And eventually I'm hearing when you're kind of like in and out of their life, like this mysterious figure, they will listen. You know, they may not be able to see the things that you're saying. They may just like look at it when it comes to what's in front of them, but one day they'll see it, and I'm hearing they'll see it play out in your life. Okay, so all of this has an order aligned to the purpose of evolution and the intelligence of the creation of the world, and if it could not be any other way, in the heavens as on earth, both inside and out, the other and oneself from part of the same. So we're all literally children in different stages of growth. We're all sourced from the same wisdom from source. And we're all returning to that wisdom once again. But there's something around trusting the process, right? We live in a very, very incredibly self-organizing, intelligent universe. And the way it organizes itself may seem like there is no order to it, or it is just like disorderly, you know, but it's giving you an invitation, I'm hearing, to practice order is that you have learned for yourself. It's an opportunity to change yourself. And I feel like that's why you guys are moving through this existence just extremely detached, you know, in the way where it's like you are a self-sustaining organism. You're not seeking external acceptance. You're not seeking I'm hearing you're here to accept. You know, there's something around you're not seeking external acceptance. You're here to accept. You're here to understand others, but not necessarily to be understood. I'm hearing only you can understand the complexity of your own life when you look back through the eyes of the soul. Okay, chaos is disorder. Random, indifferent, disproportionate. It does not have a goal nor a sense of being. Cosmos is the opposite to chaos, which is about the polarity and the contrast in this realm, right? So yeah, it's almost like you guys, where others people may see things as like random or just coincidences, you see things like coinciding, like they're supposed to come into existence. Okay, love for the cosmos is the most radical feeling of the sage who investigates the structure of the universe. Unlike those who live merely in their microcosm, one who exists in both the microcosm and the macrocosm can begin to understand the hidden forces at work by taking a broader look at where we are. So again, it's like you can look things from a microcosm, your human experience, and then you can look at things from your universal experience, right? The physical DNA and then the multidimensional DNA. Having an experience on Earth, being a human, or being a spiritual being, having a human experience. This is the microcosm and the macrocosm. This is the limited filter perception of the human, and widening and expanding into broader, wider universal truths, looking at life through the eyes of the soul. There's two different filters of perception that you can view reality through, and you can always go in and out of them, but are you conscious of which one you're actually viewing reality through at any given moment in time? So again, this allows you to focus on the big picture and a greater plan beyond us. Okay, so yeah, this is about you guys focusing on the bigger picture when it comes to how this is building you into the person that you've always been destined to be. You know, it's that type of energy. So it's like you're not, again, I feel like this is really about love is the absence of judgment. You know, that's what it is. And it's like you're returning to that love again. Like you are realizing that judgment is survival. Judging others, it really is just a human observing a situation and assessing a situation to see if they're safe, to see if they're going to be accepted, to see if they're going to be rejected, to see if they're going to reject themselves from an experience. You could not judge another unless you judge yourself. If you judge yourself, then you will judge another. To be unkind to another means that you are unkind to yourself. You cannot be kind to another person if you are unkind to yourself, just like you cannot be kind to yourself if you're unkind to another. It's as within, so without, as above, so below, as the universe, so the soul. So yeah, it's about that, you know, this mirrored reality, right? With the what do we have? The 1331. It's like this mirrored reality. 1313, you're gaining clarity on this. If you're not, then you're about to be, right? It gives you that energy. Okay, yeah, let's see what's going on then. You have surface as well, even behind that. Let's see. Let's see how you guys are showing up right now. I'm kind of curious to see what's going on. All right, we have the Page of Swords. Okay, so first of all, you guys are definitely showing up as somebody who is very curious about life. Your curiosity is leading the way. There's new things that you guys are developing. This could be new techniques when it comes to how you communicate with others, how you exchange your life force with others, assessing if you even want to have that energy exchange in the first place, because I'm hearing like you're not subject to like forces beyond your control in that way. Like you do have, when you're conscious of oneself, okay, and you hold this level of awareness inside of your vessel, then you can apply your free will very, very consciously in regards to who you want to exchange your life force with. It kind of gives me that energy. There could be new things that you guys are learning, but your curiosity is your guide right now, okay? Your curiosity is your guide. Six of Wands as well. This is something that you're being recognized. There could be things that you guys are studying, but yeah, you are definitely shining from the things that you've learned and the things that you're now applying. Because the Page of Swords doesn't just learn and gather information and almost intel in some way. He can almost even be seen. I'm seeing you guys as like someone infiltrating the Matrix in some way, where it's like you're infiltrating this gameplay experience, but you're no longer just merely interacting with this gameplay experience or the Matrix. You're an outsider looking in. This is gamma perception. It's higher levels of awareness that you're anchoring into this physical realm. So this is something you're being noticed for, you know. It's not like you're moving in and hearing blending. Oh, like blending in, I'm hearing you're sticking out like a sore thumb, and it's because of your green thumb that you have to like grow anything in this experience. Or I'm hearing grow what it is that you want grow through the things that you go through in this experience. It's your ability to grow through the things that you go through. Yeah, and like have total mastery over your emotional state, and that allows you to have mastery over the way that you interact with matter, or have mastery over matter, or not allow matter to impact you, at least for prolonged periods of time, because it's like you may see it through the eyes of the human at first, but then you always expand into that higher universal broader truth of seeing life through the eyes of the soul, and it's like, oh yeah, that's what that means. Oh yeah, how this is interconnected. All right, I've dealt with this energy signature before. It just come through the form of a different face. Kind of gives me that energy. But when we're talking about the moon maiden in this read, I feel like we've just lived a whole lifetime in this read. It kind of gives me that energy. So let's go ahead and move on with the shaman's dream oracle message. Yeah, we have me talks. Okay, so this says that you are at your 11th hour. Okay, it tells you that it's time to go through this elimination process, which really just is in a refinement period. It's saying that you're not losing anything, you're just making room to receive so much more. But it tells you where you're removing yourself from toxic ties to people, situations, you know, just belief systems that no longer serve you. And you're going on a new adventure. Okay, you guys are going on a new adventure. You're using the power of like this cleanse or this purging process as something that you should embrace and become empowered by. Okay, you're using the power of the river as your own. That's what it gives me. And you're rising to the occasion just unfailingly as the moon does. Let's go ahead and read that card since I was seeing it in my mind's eye, if we can find it. Where are you hiding? Where are you hiding, guys? Where are you hiding? She must be in the backside. There she is. What's good, Moon Maiden? Let's go ahead and take a look at this card. I'll go ahead and read it for you guys, because this is definitely the energy that's coming through when it comes to the dark side of the moon. Yeah, this gives me about don't be fooled by this pretty view, right? Because even the moon has a dark side too. I can be an angel if you want me to, or I can make your life a living hell. It's up to you. It's that type of energy. So it's almost like, and this is about states of consciousness as well. And it's about how people, the relationship that one has with themselves. You know, it's almost like you could be this beautiful source of inspiration for those who are willing to make friends with the unknown, right? Or you could make people's life like a living hell, because this state of location usually comes from the human, which attaches, okay? And humans that attach to stories that have played out, to circumstances, to old ways of being, and who are resistant to change, they will begin to feel suffering. That's when they begin to feel pain, because they refuse to tell themselves like a new story. It kind of gives me that energy, right? Let's talk about 41. They are not even, you cannot consciously apply your free will if you have attachment in this realm. You cannot. You will just be sleeping and repeating. That's what you will be doing. You will be sleeping and repeating the ancestral wounds. That's what you will be doing. Okay. 41. New ideas, beginnings, and curiosity. All right. So the Moon Maiden arrives to offer you a new beginning, a new face and facet of yourself that's aching to be shown to the world. Those qualities that you've been quietly cultivating and are ready for the limelight. The secrecy was important, for it protected your new face and what kept what was precious close to your heart. But now's the time to come forward in a full splendor, announce this new you to yourself first and then to the world, just like the waxing moon, and allow others to be surprised by how mature and grown up this side of you is. Now is the time to set yourself free. The Moon Maiden belongs only to herself, a self-sustaining organism, a self-rejuvenating organism, right? And she is summoning the parts of you that challenge convention and that refuse to be intimidated, put inside of a golden cage, or tamed, right? You guys are not supposed to be tamed or reducing yourself to make others feel like comfortable in any way, okay? You actually could trigger others when it comes to like them feeling discomfort in what was a comfort zone to them, even if it's like a shell of who they once were. So the Moon Maiden invites you to shine your own light, to have radiant curiosity, and to ask anyone who offers you a mouthful of dogma, why do you believe this is so? Question everything others assume is a given, and do not collude with the drama around you. Become an unpredictable being, yet an unevenly unreliable friend. The Moon Maiden invites you to answer only to yourself and reminds you that you are not anyone's property. Be true to your soul's calling. Even as some around you in a relationship or job may want to capture your light inside of a bottle, you know how to rise to the occasion just unfailingly as the moon does. When the time comes, you return to darkness and become a shroud in a mystery until you're ready to return. I keep having this memory of when I was a child, and it's because one of you said it in the comment section down below. I can't remember who said it, but you said that, you know, you question everything that others assume is a given. And I think you were talking about it with something, I don't remember what, but I remember in school, right, when I was a child, I'm neurodivergent, right? So I remember I never understood the timetables. Like, I never understood it. I just didn't. I didn't understand how people, you'd say, okay, let's say 7 times 3 is like 21, right? Let's say they've just given you that mathematical equation and they're like, they just want you to memorize that it's 21. But I would ask questions like, who came up with this conclusion though? Nobody ever at any point in time could tell me that you just add the 7, like, you know, together, 3, like stacked, overlapped. So there could be a way that you guys like stack atoms in this experience, or you stack energy or constructs or ideas, and you want to understand. It's almost like, yeah, this was the assemble. It's like you disassemble something to reassemble it to understand truly how the nature of this reality works. It's like you want to know the why. It kind of reminds me of a Life Past 7 where they're like the why kid, you know, they want to know why these things. And it's like you question everything others assume is a given. And I remember one day, because I had like extra curricular lessons, right? Because I was terrible at maths. I remember she asked me about, I was like, you know what, I give up. You can't not tell me that this is how you add the numbers together and this is how. Like, they couldn't explain it. It's just like they expect you to just memorize these things. And I'm like, that's not how it works. For me, I can't memorize it like that. I just need to know how it works, and then I can work it out for myself. But no one could do that, right? So for one reason or another, and this is because it was teaching me to view reality through this layer of like, through this like filter, right? So I remember one day I did something that was just completely like, what? And I remember this teacher, she asked me what some of the timetable was, and I was like, you know what, I give up trying to remember what it is that you guys are teaching me to remember. I give up just being like, you using like just this energy. Like, I give up with this matrix. I just completely. So I started saying numbers that I felt like looked right. And she was like, how did you come up with that conclusion? And I was like, oh, you know, I just feel like the numbers, they look like they complemented each other well. I remember they're just like, what? Like, it was that type of energy. But I feel like that's the type of vibe that's coming through, because Spirit's like, tell the story, right? So there could be something in a way that you're telling your story, or the story of your life and how it's unfolded. It's just like, that's not even, it's like when you're talking to an agent, right, which is just somebody that's plugged into the matrix, right? They're completely attached to the construct of this matrix, and it's not even in the rule book. Like, the way that you guys are playing this game is not even, it's not even the manual script. It's almost like, where is that in here? That's not it. That's not how we do things here. That's not. And it's just like, there's less rules than you think there is. That's my message with this. There really is less rules than you think that there is. So there's not just one way of doing things. There's multiple ways of doing things. And maybe that's how you guys have felt. It's, again, not one road or the other. There's a way where you can kind of combine certain things in your experience. Maybe it's about your purpose guiding things that you do. Maybe it's about anchoring your higher self and allowing that to bleed through like everything that you do, all facets of your life, your intercommunications with relationships, your intercommunications when it comes to your jobs, when it comes to your networks, when it comes to everything that you do. It's almost like you can see divinity within the mundane. You can see the extraordinary, and what people would see is just the ordinary. You know, you can demonstrate the impossible, and what people, you know, may just see as impossible. You know, it's like you can see the I am possible. So you're not so quick to write things off, and that's why you're different. You're different. So let's go ahead and take a look at some more oracle messages. And yeah, that's how you guys are showing up. You're showing up as somebody who is curious about life, right? Somebody that is curious about life and has a different way of navigating this experience. We have strategy. Okay, so this is about getting serious, writing down your goals so that you can indicate to the universe that you are serious during this time, right? There could be certain things that you're strategizing. Maybe some of you, this is a force that is with you during this time with Christ consciousness, healer of the ages. It basically talks about how there is an energy that you feel like is present. There's a deep healing that's also taking place with you, because you are strategizing when it comes to how can I align my actions in the accordingly in the physical realm that feels like it's completely alignment and congruent with my soul's yearnings and desires during this time, right? Let's see, let's also get one of these messages. Also take a look what the theme is around this. We have time to go, and then we also have regeneration. So you are making room to receive so much more. You are making room to blossom into all the new versions of yourself. This says whatever it is that you thought that was dead, you know, done and over with, is now being reborn, revived. Time to go is saying that there's nothing left to learn in a situation, especially if you feel like you're going round and round in some aspect of your life. This is about entering into a new point of divergence, okay? Death is not the end, it's just a new beginning in disguise, right? It's the opportunity to step into new dimensions, which are just new frequencies that you're operating in, that allows you to allow new stories to play out in your life, because you're seeing this from a completely different, you know, lens. So let's talk about 46 here, 46. So regeneration, rebirth, second chances, you're now becoming more authentic, okay? It talks about, again, the power where rebirth is assured. You can step into your new life. Destiny is being fulfilled in wondrous ways during this time. And it's because you're leaving behind things that just no longer work for you. So what happens when it appears you failed at something? Okay, and some of you, this is not the end. I'm hearing sometimes what you think is the end, or like your death, is you have just been planted. It's not the end, okay? It's like you have just been planted. You've just planted this new version of yourself. You've planted a concept or idea, an enterprise, something, okay? So this is about you rising from difficulties, growing through the things that you go through. Just like a seed that's lying dormant for a time. Then once it germinates in your subconscious mind, it pushes through into awareness. So I feel like this is something that your consciousness has now expanded to new dimensions, to the point where you can no longer return back to your old form or a way of being that you used to be. You know, it's that type of energy. You're literally a new person, even neurologically, right? You created new neural pathways in your brain, new neurological networks, right? It's like your internal networks that's leading you to new external places. It's like the energetic hologram and projection that you guys are existing in is now like reconfiguring itself. This is called your reality. That's why your perception creates your reality. It's like you're seeing yourself as a walking miracle, and you're seeing magical things like unfold for you, because you are magic. So a more powerful version and form of what you began to plant in the garden of your imagination has surfaced. You are ripe for success. New opportunities much better than those that came before appear like gifts from the gods. Now is one of those times where out of seeming loss and failure comes remarkable abundance. Do not dwell on the past, because you were truly experiencing a rebirth. This is not your destruction, this is your rebirth. You're stepping into the version of yourself that you've always been destined to be. And it's not about an elimination process, it's about an evolution process. I'm seeing even those shadows, right? It's like you're not eliminating those parts of yourself, you're integrating them and you're evolving them into higher expressions, into higher ways of being. Soul star activation. This is about soul contracts. This is about the gateway to source energy. It's your 8th chakra, so it's above your head, above your crown. Fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. Horus energy, which is the deity, right? Horus is the result of the divine feminine and divine masculine principles, right? Where it's like you can align your actions accordingly in the physical realm by listening to this internal dialogue and making friends with the unknown. So let's talk about soul star activation. Remembering who you are, right? They're remembering. This is about, again, the Egyptian god Horus, which is the god of the sun and the moon and the sky. This is about your connection to all things. As a keeper of energetic portals to hidden realms, he can help us remember our starry origins. So you guys are connecting with your cosmic origins. Open your psychic vision and connect directly to the wisdom that's held within the stars. Through your previous journeys, you've learned much about your inner workings of your soul and the cycles of karma, right? And karma is just unconscious cause and effect. That's really what it is. That's what karma is playing out. Karma says, I'm going to use the same person and again to hurt you until you learn your lesson. That it's you that's supposed to change. So Dharma is different. Dharma is consciously unfolding your path by unfolding into the full version of yourself, where you're no longer attaching to the same cycles of suffering, okay? It's about no longer repeating. It's saying life is full of seasons, right? Not cycles of suffering. Seasons change when you change. So, before this incarnation, you set a powerful intention to remember your divine origins. At this point, you're in a powerful space for you remembering who you truly are. And you know that you have it within you to make a great difference in your life, the lives of those you love, and of course the world. This remembering is in alignment with your soul contracts you made before coming into this realm. If you're in alignment with this message, welcome home to yourself. Just thank you for doing the work. If you find yourself worrying if you are making the right decisions, know that even if you aren't conscious of it, all that you have chosen so far is in according to your soul's evolutionary plan. And when you draw this gateway, you're opening up on higher levels. So there is something about the remembrance when it comes to your soul's initial intentions, okay? Your initial conditions as well. You're remembering why the initial conditions were necessary to fulfill the initial intentions, okay? All right, let's go ahead and clarify then this Page of Swords. What is it that you guys may be like learning or integrating into this experience as well? Yeah, Two of Cups, the alignment. This is about the alchemical marriage with your own divinity. Merging with your own divinity, guys. Being a divine being walking on this earth. You know what Horus is? Horus is a demigod. That's what he is. Horus is a demigod. So people see you as somebody who is literally one with their own divinity. You're a divine being roaming the earth. Listen, not everybody. You're a divine being roaming the earth, right? You also have 5 of Wands that came up reversed. It wasn't easy to get to this point. There was internal struggles that you had to go through to get to this point, but guess what? You decided that life is too short to spend another day at war with yourself in these cycles of suffering. You're walking a new way. You guys are walking a new way. Yeah, and this version of yourself is here to stay, right? It's like, remember who you are, you know, it gives me that energy. Never forget who you are. I remember. This is so crazy, yo, because I keep getting these memories of when I was walking out of this Opeth's temple, right? And, you know, she was saying, you know, never forget who you are, or like never forget who you are. So there's something around in that present moment. It's literally a portal. You guys are a walking portal into this ever-present eternal nature. You are the timeless consciousness that's seated within this physical avatar, having a finite experience on earth, but this is not your all. It's all of you, but also none of you at the same time. You know, there's that type of shift of awareness that you have. I remember soul plan, the fated life versus the destiny life, right? So fate is about the application of your free will, and that will, you know, lead to different fated encounters, fated opportunities, fated paths, and that will have its own type of destiny. But you are the molder and shaper of your own destiny, and you can choose a different fate for yourself by choosing different decisions, choosing different choices. They said, remember, 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 remember. And I saw like the Akashic records, right? So this is literally the note that I had earlier. So maybe it's just clarification to tell you what I was seeing. It was like this infinite, it was like the chaos theory, right? I don't know if I can find it, but it was like the chaos theory. And it was like you were able to see the full scope, right? Like the myriad possibilities ahead of you. Like you saw the whole landscape, the whole network of infinite paths. Yet you chose this one. Yet you chose to be here. That is so significant. You chose to be here. Soul family at the base too. This wasn't even supposed to be in this deck, but yeah, some of you, again, this could be unexpected. Call in your soul tribe. Maybe the soul tribe members that are going to be assisting you there as well. All right, let's go and see what else comes through. I remember, right? Remember yourself. That's what to awaken is. To remember yourself not as the physical vessel. That's what true maturing is. To realize that you are the timeless consciousness and the eternal being that's seated within this physical vessel, temporarily housed by this third-dimensionally limited avatar. Okay, we have the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Soul hits. And we also have another soul tribe energy. So you guys are definitely connecting with like-minded individuals, or you're on your way to that. Other people I'm hearing that have also remembered their cosmic origins, right? Their starry origins. You have Pillar of Light as well. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. You guys are the oracle. If you want to know something that I'm seeing right now, you know how the scene where the oracle sits and talks to Neo? Neo is your neocortex, right? So this is like your analytical brain when it comes to you perceiving this physical reality. It's about the 5 senses that you are perceiving this reality through, all right? It's your primary antenna when navigating the physical realm. But when you speak to the oracle, which is like the eyes of the soul, right? A different filter perception, which is like your pineal gland, then the third eye, it's like you're speaking to your own oracle. You're speaking to your own soul. It's where your neocortex is speaking to the human, is speaking to the soul. And the soul, I'm hearing, is speaking through the human. Especially in something that you do. That's also what I'm seeing. The soul is expressing itself through the human, and they move through this experience as one. Interchanging and going back and forth. Existing in these different dimensions, in these different frequencies, in these different filters of perception, and being able to shift between the two as a multi-dimensional being. Choosing what dimension or frequency they want to operate in, or they want to experience reality through. And we have the sirens. So you guys are listening to a calling when it comes to the calling of the soul as well. Yeah, you are the oracle. Listen to the calling, listen to the soul, listen to the internal dialogue, make friends with the unknown. We don't really have anything else to see right now. Okay, let's go ahead and close out with an angel number message. 1515, 666, 000, and 1717. So keep accessing the creative connection that you feel to the divine. The whisper, especially when it comes to creating your own life, you're all natural creators. The whispers speak through your creative connection, allowing you to express the beauty that is within you and connect you to the love that is all around you. Yeah, creativity is your birthright here. Okay, 1515. 666 is about reflection in the physical realm. Yeah, so when you allow time for reflection, you allow yourself to see your inner shifts that are needed, okay? Especially in the physical realm. It's about the matrix code, right? It is time for you to look at the beliefs and ask, is this serving me, or is it time for me to release this, reflect, refocus, and readjust? So what do you need to readjust internally so that you can begin to make some adjustments externally? 000 guidance. You have the full support of the divine. The guidance that you're seeking is right here, and your life is moving in the right direction. This is the start of a new beginning where one cycle ends and a new one begins. Trust the magic that you guys feel in and around you. 1717, self-reliance. The time has come to rely on your knowledge, your wisdom, and your ambition. You have an important soul mission and life purpose. Leaning on your inner strength will allow more of your path to unfold ahead. Okay? You are not this physical vessel or bound to it. You are just having a human experience through this physical vessel. You knew the ego, learn to work with it, right? The ego has adopted and inherited very specific ancestral, generational beliefs, right? And it's about you guys transcending that and returning back to that old all-knowing, right? I'm hearing the all-knowing. So this is like a ancient wise. I'm hearing relic. You guys are like ancient wise relic. Bro, we were supposed to stop right there. Let's see. Let me just go ahead and I'll tell you the definition of that because I'm not even totally sure. Definition. A relic is an object surviving from an earlier time, especially one of historical interest. So yeah, you guys are connecting. You could be, again, recovering the memory of all your parallel past lives, future lives. That's what the Akashic Records is. It's an interconnected system that stores the living memory of all living organisms from your past lives, your parallel lives, in this dimension and beyond it, right? Your other lives that you're leading in other parallel universes as a reptilian, as a draconian, as a Arcturian, as a Syrian, everything. A person or thing that has survived from an earlier time but is now outmoded. Yeah. Miracles wrought by the relics. Yeah. You guys are a walking miracle. You're a historical object. You're an artifact. You're an ancient object. Yeah. And it's so funny because the similar aspect says body parts, remains, bones. And this reminds me of a dream that I had in what's it called? This was geology. It was a geology dream in ancient Egypt. Let me go ahead and read the thing for you. This was back in last year, and this was about exposing a land surface that was formerly buried. And this is the sun conjunct Pluto energy. All right, we'll close out with this. All right. I said in this reading, that you were learning to master your higher and your lower nature and being able to move through this existence as one. We were talking about Isis, right? And Osiris, literally in this reading, which is Horus's mother and father, okay? And the alchemical marriage is maturing and integrating that we are the soul, not the physical vessel. The human has to learn to integrate into the physical vessel, right? And also its non-physical aspect. Merging our higher mind with our lower mind. So again, you guys are stardust, having a human experience. And in that reading as well, we were traveling through ancient Egypt, and there was some certain things that you guys were exposing or uncovering. It's pretty interesting because I dreamt of the pyramids last night as well. So there's a lot of things that are being activated. Again, you guys could have ties to ancient Egypt as well. It's definitely giving me like a past life high priest or high priestess energy, but there's certain things that you were recovering during this time that could be illuminated to you. Certain past life memories as well that you could be recovering as well, that have been repressed or suppressed, that are purging and coming to the surface. All right, so I'm gonna love and leave you guys right there. Okay, I hope that you enjoyed this reading. Hopefully it brought you the clarification insight that you need at this stage in your journey. If you're not already subscribed to this channel or want to stick around for future reads, do consider subscribing. We'd love to have you around. Personal reading details are also down below if I didn't say that already. Other corresponding readings are also going to be down below. But until next time, bye.